Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. On today's podcast, you guys can see I have my best friend, my girlfriend, my partner in crime, Philadelphia Cheese. If you guys enjoy this podcast, don't forget to go ham on that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit that follow button on all social media platforms. And I just want to quickly say thank you guys for the 30,000. I'm releasing the brand new intro on this one. So if you guys enjoy the intro, let us know in the comments below. And this is the reason why I really wanted to do a podcast with Philly, because this is just literally our 30,000 subscriber podcast. And I really wanted to sit down with Philly and speak about a few things. She actually has no idea what's going on.
I have no idea what we're going to be talking about at all. I'm actually really, really nervous. That's probably why I've never been on a podcast before, but it should be fun. Okay,
so firstly, I'm going to grind out all the normal questions that everyone's going to ask us, right? So if you guys haven't watched our previous, we did a couple video that had both of us wearing headphones on it, and it did really, really well, didn't it?
Oh, our question and answer one?
Question
and
answer one. So that was something that I really planned out, but this one, I've planned it out for maybe a day now, and I've sort of thought of everything. Right, so the first main question everyone's going to ask us is, how did we meet?
Mm-hmm. But I feel like everyone already knows how we met, yeah?
Well, but then there's new subscribers that have no idea, so go.
Alright, so I would probably say we met kind of through DJing. So I kind of knew of him because we started DJing at the same club, which is obviously called I Love R&B. It's obviously not working at the moment, or not running at the moment, but yeah, we met through that. I remember I was DJing before him, and then he was playing after me. And I was like, I gotta play well. Anytime any DJ is playing after me and I don't know who they are, I always make sure I do extra good, because I just get judged a lot as a female DJ. And I did so well that after my set, he actually hit me up on Instagram DMs, and he's like, oh my God, you're so cool.
Definitely did not say you were cool. So I was actually having a car conversation with Mark about this, and I was like, if you guys don't know, DJs in general, there's politics through it. It's kind of stupid, but every single time we go to a club, we sort of just listen to the music, see how that person plays. And I hate to say it, the stereotypes for females as DJs, that they're just all looks and no actual proper skills and techniques. But Philly had really good technique, really good song choices, and I was like, yo, this DJ is actually really good. And then I realized it was Philly. So that was how long ago was that, babe?
That was probably 4 or so years ago.
So 4 to 5 years ago, right? So I want the listeners and the viewers to understand what and where were you at that point of time, as in your life, as in what were you doing for a living?
So then I was DJing, and so what I actually never did study or went to uni. As soon as I finished high school, I went straight. I was like, Mum, I'm gonna be a DJ. She obviously wasn't too thrilled, but she was never that strict Asian mum that was like, I'm gonna make you study, I'm gonna make you become a doctor, do all the book stuff. So she's like, just do what you want to do. So I did DJing, it was doing well, and then I had a part-time job at Just Jeans. I worked there for a year or so, and that's how I kind of developed my sewing skills, because I did alterations for them. And then from that, my auntie needed help at her cafe, so I went and helped her. And whilst we met, that was when I was working at the cafe and also DJing.
Correct. So she was already working at a cafe, and what was I doing for a living? I was literally I was working a 9 to 5, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were a DJ at Culture Kings.
Yes, so I was DJing at Culture Kings, right? So and I want to fast forward maybe 3 to 4 months into our relationship. This is the kickstand meet sneaker freaker meet that we did for KOKAINE.
Oh my God, yes.
Right? So I had a business partner. What you guys don't know, one of my business partners were Samson, but he is no longer with me. I reckon he regrets the hell out of it.
I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon he definitely regrets it.
I don't think people know that KOKAINE was actually just a website, and you had your own brand within KOKAINE. Yeah. So what you guys know as today is actually not what it used to be. Correct.
So, okay, I want you to remember what the Sneaker Freaker first pop-up. I want you to think back then, what did you actually think it was? What did you actually think how well it was going to go? Why the hell am I doing a clothing brand? All that.
First off, guys, I never knew much about sneakers. He had a crazy Jordan collection. Literally, it was a whole wall in his house just full of all of his Jordans. And I'm like, what the heck is this? It was crazy. And then he's like, there's a sneaker meet. That was my first sneaker meet I've ever been to as well, so I was a bit nervous about that. I had no idea how crazy the sneaker community was, in a good way. And then he's like, we're doing a pop-up there. I'm like, okay, that will be fun, whatever. I kind of thought it was like a little like Caribbean type of market thing at the time. And then when we got there, it honestly was really, really quiet. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, definitely. Cocaine didn't do well at all. Like, I'm sure that we only sold maybe like 2 or 3 pieces, and that was pretty much it. And then let's fast forward another 3 months. We went on the road
to Sydney. We drove little Swifty all the way to Sydney
for the TKS meet, and tell them the results on that.
That one, it was still really, really quiet. Like, we actually had a girl buy a KOKAINE crop tee and actually said the word, like, it was a box logo and it said KOKAINE on it, and she loved it. She was so excited about it. She went to put it on, and then she came back and she returned it because she didn't like what it said. I think maybe because it was very, what's the word? You know what word? It's very like in your face. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, because it was really in your face, because the brand hasn't changed to the Japanese logo as of yet.
Yeah.
So it was still KOKAINE. It was still plastered like right across the chest, right? So what I really want to talk about to you about, babe, is that your transition from working from your cafe to working on your own. Because I know that Philly struggled to understand the work mentality of a normal, changing from a normal 9 to 5 to working on your own. I want to touch on the subjects because just say, so this is 3 to 6 months already, and then a year later, this is when we really started to go, you know what, we're going to work on cocaine, and this is when
actually, not you did, not me.
Right.
There's still so much to me that I haven't done.
Right. So at this 1 year mark, this is when cocaine was really starting to get some legs, right? And then I started working on it, and this is when you decided to stop working at the cafe, and then you went to TAFE.
Yes,
correct?
I did a visual merchandising course.
So you started doing a VM course, and then that was for a year?
A year.
A year, and this is when we were working hard on the side with cocaine. So this is when the Blossom Jumpers came out. This is when we were just strictly doing online drops, sneaker meets and stuff like that. No standalone pop-ups as of yet. How did you feel of the progress, like the progression of it? Was it something that you were like, hey, this might be something that we can do in the future?
I think so. I think it was after the release of the Blossom hoodies was when I was like, holy crap, like this is actually blowing up. This is actually doing really well. We could probably do something with this for the long run. It's not just like gonna come and go. And then I was still doing my VM course at that stage, so I was still not fully part of it. I was trying to be, but I think I was mainly just the sewer. That's how I felt. I was just the sewer for cocaine.
Okay, can I just put in another factor in this? Okay, so just say I think it was maybe 6 months into our relationship, I sort of turned around and I said to you, babe, I'm going to stick a camera in front of your face every single day. We're going to do YouTube. What was the mentality going through your mind, like I want to do YouTube? Like I was like, hey, let's do YouTube. I feel like it's a thing that we should be doing because we're such a young relationship, and we started growing. We started having momentum, and we started doing other adventures like cocaine, and I thought it would be just a good idea for people to see where we came from and what we were doing.
I thought it was a good idea. I was obviously really nervous because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I feel like a lot of you can tell. I'm actually really, really shy. Like high school, I never ever spoke in public. If I had to, like, I would just not go to school at all. That's how much I hated public talking. And when you said like, we're going to film ourselves, we're going to upload it and all that stuff, I was like really, really scared. But then he kind of explained how our lives were actually really different because we DJ. We don't do the same thing every day. Apart from me, I was still doing like a cafe job. But like other than that, I was always doing other things. And then we started doing that, and I kind of just got used to it. I'm sure if you go back to our videos, I was still really nervous, but yeah, that's kind of.
I remember our first video was a Great Ocean Road trip.
One of our first ones.
Yeah, and it was in my Lotus, and it was filmed off like a shitty GoPro, and like it was just like I watch it now, and I'm just like, fuck.
I know. I remember our first video was only like 3 or 4 minutes. If you scroll back, and there was a guy at a car wash, and he was using the washer that you wash the outside of your car, and he was spraying it on the inside of his car. It was wild.
Yeah, he was using the car wash to clean his interior, and we were like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
That was funny.
So the first year of YouTube plus cocaine, we felt like like something was actually working. Like we were really scared that we weren't gonna get 100 subscribers or even 100 views.
I was like, who's even gonna watch us? Like, how's this even gonna go? But then we got views.
Okay, so how did you feel? What was the first milestone for yourself, not for us, for yourself, to be like, hey, okay, cool, YouTube is something? Was it 100 subscribers? Was it 1,000 subscribers? Was it 5,000 subscribers? Like, what was the number when you were like...
I think 100 was like the mark, because getting to 100 was actually really, really hard. But then getting from 100, I don't fully remember up to 1,000, but I remember getting to 10,000 was pretty easy. Like it just kind of, we had that momentum and it just kept going. So then 10,000 was probably the mark when I'm like, okay, this is something that could turn into something. And YouTube has helped us get our KOKAINE followers, helped us with everything. So yeah.
Do you know what's crazy? I was actually talking to Mark about this and I was like, hey, pretend if we had 30,000 people, because we're on the 30,000 mark now. In one place, 30,000 people in one place that all subscribe to us. That's a lot of people. Even 1,000. Like having like literally 1,000 people in a room that can say, I watch and subscribe to your YouTube channel. That's impressive. But it's weird now that that number does not sound impressive. 1,000 followers does not sound impressive. But if you put it on a human body count,
it's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
Like, even the ones that everyone that comes to our pop-ups, like we get so excited, and there's probably maybe about 300 to 500 people, and that is a lot of people already, and we're just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's physically a lot of people. People don't count it as physical people. It's like it's just
a number.
Yeah, it's just a number. But like 30,000 is such a big number. Like I felt like I said this all the time. I'm like, we're not going to take our YouTube super seriously until 30,000, like or even 50,000.
Yeah, like, I would say about 50. Like we obviously still do take it seriously because YouTube has given us like the life that we have right now, but it's not paying our bills. Honestly, YouTube is not paying our bills.
Definitely not
all.
paying our bills.
Like,
definitely. If you guys are thinking YouTube pays bills at the 30,000 mark, it does not. Like it pays petrol.
Honestly, pays petrol and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We can have Uber Eats.
Yeah, Uber Eats once a week, like at tops. See, like, okay, so I'm gonna go back to when we decided to move to a bigger house. So you guys don't know, we moved 3 times. So at the start, I was living by myself in a 2-bedroom house.
3-bedroom.
2.
You had 3 bedrooms.
Oh, yes, I did have 3 bedrooms. Sorry, thank you. A 3-bedroom house. You guys are going to sound like, you're going to be like, that's a lot, but the bedrooms are actually really, really tiny. One was my office, like my study room. And the second one was the main bedroom. And the third one was just junk. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like his like little hoarder room.
Yeah, this was my hoarder room. And then we ended up moving to another place that was a bit bigger.
It was a bit bigger, and I would probably say that's when we kind of first lived together.
Correct.
I would technically say, because I'd never called his other one like my house or anything, and this was our first our lease together as well. Like both of our names were on the lease, so yeah.
And this is when KOKAINE really started to expand. Don't you feel like all our businesses?
At that house right there. I remember that exact little study room. It was pretty small as well. And then that's when I was spending so much time sewing. And that's when you left me for Japan with Jamie.
Okay, but do you remember? I used to sit on Discord. I used to sit on voice chats with my friends and cop Yeezys and Bathing Ape and my reseller days. Did you believe that was something? Like, because I remember at the very start, you were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
who
why
camps for shoes?
Yeah,
like why are you staying up all night just to camp? No, I didn't even think that was a thing.
And then you started to see that I was actually making a living off reselling stuff.
Yeah, he used to sell vape and a lot of stuff like that.
And did you find it like as a girlfriend? Were you like, my boyfriend resells clothes for a living? Is that weird? Is that like it wasn't normal? Obviously,
I guess I didn't really think of it as super weird because like I remember at the Deer Park house, or even that house, I was actually reselling chokers, which was actually giving me like good side money. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And that was actually going really well, which was strange. But yeah, like I guess as a full-time job, if you think of it from the outside, it's weird. But at the time, I guess I didn't really think anything of it.
And see, and literally, I was filling up our kitchen. I was filling up our lounge room with a whole bunch of boxes, babe, just reselling. I was sitting on Facebook all day, nearly every day.
He'd be on his computer like 24/7.
Yeah, and I was just selling, copying shoes and stuff like that. Did you feel like that took a strain on our relationship, or was it just something that you knew that I just had to do?
I think that period of time, it definitely did. Like, I felt like that was probably where we were most distant, I reckon. Like, in that house, prior to where we live now, we were probably not as close as we were prior and then as we are now.
Do you feel like now, because our finances are right, we can spend way more time together, we can do a lot more things together, but back then I was struggling to get money just to even cover whatever we needed to cover, so I felt like I had to work like 18-hour days, 20-hour days to even just feed whatever we had to do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think like, yeah, obviously money has helped a lot, like to what we can do now. Like, we get to travel a lot more and just do things, but
see, don't you feel like, me and Philly had a off-camera talk about marriage, and it was like, I feel like the financial things are between our relationship, that's what causes a sort of like a drift in the relationship, because back then when I was reselling, I wasn't making a lot of money, and
that was when I was studying as well, so I did not have a job.
Yeah, so she was studying, I was reselling full-time, and I was trying to actually make money for both of us, to keep the rent, to keep a house, to keep cars, to keep petrol, keep everything, cocaine working, everything. And it was just like, I just had to work. That was a really painful 6 to 8 months. It was. For me, it was definitely a really, really painful 6 to 8 months, because I was definitely 3 a.m. nights, 4 a.m. nights, wake up 8 a.m., line up for shoes, try to buy shoes. This was a constant thing. Like, even when I was DJing, I was on my phone trying to buy shoes, right? So do you feel like now, after all that, when you look back, it's like, cool, finances between now and then, how many hours I was inputting for the output of money now, and then it's like, cool, now it's a less strain on our relationship, because we actually don't have to, I'm not saying we don't have to really worry about money, but money isn't the first problem we have.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
we talked about this the other day, how money isn't like a thing that we fight about, whereas because we have like other friends, and like we know, like we obviously tell some of our problems to our friends, and like it would obviously be about money, a lot of marriages and stuff like that, but we're trying not to have that problem. We obviously have other problems, but
we have really dumb problems. Like, like what the fuck are we gonna eat?
Yeah, I get so angry over that, and I get it's just like little things. Like, I get angry when I'm hangry. Like, he hates it. Like,
I really believe hangry is such a dumb thing.
He hates it, guys. It's actually a thing. Come on, comment below. No. Hangry is a thing.
We fight about the most stupidest things, right? But I feel like that's more healthy for our relationship, because the bigger worries about our relationship, we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem that, shit, Philly needs to go to work 9 to 5, and I need to fucking go to work 9 to 5, and we have to make a date night, we have to like spend time together, we have to actually plan it, schedule it, and all that. Like, we don't have that. We, like, last night I was literally like, let's fucking leave, we're gonna go watch John Wick. Like a lot of relationships now don't have that freedom, like the freedom that we have together. Like, I can literally say to Philly, I said this to her, you guys don't know this yet, but I was like, babe, if you want to go to Thailand, go. Like, I was like, I'm fine with it. I'm okay. You can just get up and leave. And because we're financially okay, and I feel like you can still enjoy your life and enjoy experience without needing to be financially stressed over where's the money coming from. Like, like, are we gonna lose days on working? Are we gonna do this and that? And that's why.
Whereas if it was like a year ago or like 2 years ago, it's like, oh, if I got offered to even go to Thailand, I'd be like, 1, I have work, what am I going to do? 2, I have to save up. Like, a lot of people, I know you have to save up to go on holidays. It's not just like a spare of the moment thing. And so, like, yeah, now that's changed a lot.
See, but do you feel like the amount of work that we have put into our hustle and our grind and our actual business has given us this freedom of our relationship to be able to just not really have the crazy problems and have that really nice barrier that we can actually work on our relationship as a couple and our businesses as a couple, rather than being worried about how the fuck are we gonna feed each other, how the fuck, like, what's the next step. Like, I honestly believe I can say this without without saying anything, but we won't have a problem buying a house anytime soon. We won't. If we had to, like, we could just go tomorrow, like, cool, let's buy a house. Done. Like, not pay it all off, but like deposit and whatnot, and start building a house and stuff like that. But it's something right now that we just don't feel like we need to do. Like we have so much more in our lives that we want to do.
It's definitely not even something that's like on my mind right now, because a lot of people have asked like, oh, are you guys going to get a house anytime soon? Are you buying? Like, I'm happy with what we're doing right now and where we live. I like the freedom of being able to just move and not being stuck in that one spot at the moment. I think because I'm used to that, because I always moved so much as a child, so I never had that like one home where I was just stuck there. But obviously in the future it would happen.
See, and like, this conversation I really wanted to base it around how our businesses has now made our relationship a stronger relationship. Like, now, what you guys don't know, a lot of the businesses we run together, or we bounce ideas off together. Okay, let's go back. Let's rewind 3 years now, right? So this is when we move into the new house. We start investing into more money into our businesses. This is way before you had Essential Pieces. This is way before you had your embroidery machine, way before you had anything, right? So I want the people to know, what was the mindset that you had and the problems you had changing your mindset from a 9 to 5 to owning your own business? Because you never had own your own business. You never had...
Definitely. That was like the biggest struggle. Honestly, that was what we thought about the most at that time, was me not putting enough work in. Because I always grew up just knowing, once I start working, it's just going to have a 9 to 5 job. That's what I do. I'm going to like work. You kind of think that you're going to just work your way up in whatever business you're doing, and you're just stuck to a 9 to 5 job. So I was really in that mindset. I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to work for myself. Like, I remember when I left I graduated my visual merchandising course, and I was looking for a job in that. I think I was working on cocaine on the side just briefly.
Yeah. And
I just didn't know what to do each day. Like, I remember I just was doing nothing with my days, and he'd get so mad at me, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, and yeah, I remember I was just struggling really, really hard to transition from that to working to myself. Even only in the last year, it has gotten better, and I'm able to just work for myself and just do what I do now. And I think the help was from you pushing me so much and us arguing. It kind of really made me have to get what I want.
Because do you know what's funny? Like what I was saying to Philly, let's go back to the marriage thing. It's that I don't want to get married until the point that we both have our own incomes and lives and fulfillments of dreams and accomplishments and bucket lists all ticked off. Like, I feel like there's things that Philly wants to complete in her life, and there's things that I want to achieve in my life, and I feel like it is unfair until we get married financially to be like, yep, cool, I want to put that strain on you and put that strain on me. Like, I feel like, honestly, it's unfair. Just pretend that I had a 9 to 5 and you had a successful own business, and I quit my 9 to 5 and I just depend on you. I feel like a relationship and a marriage, we still should be two individuals, but at the same time we still should be able to work together. And you individually have your own thing, I individually have my own thing, and that's what I want. I don't want to be dependent on you to feed me or to have financial, like,
but then that's what
stability.
happens in a marriage, though.
See, but that's not what I want, though. Like, pretend if you have to wake up every day and you're just like a stay-at-home, not even a mum, stay-at-home wife, and what do you do on your days? Let's just sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Like, what, you're gonna clean the same spot of the toilet?
Clean the house. You know, I love days that I have off so I can actually clean the house.
Right,
it's a struggle.
See, but it's not something that I feel like we should have that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, because I know you have bigger goals. I know you have bigger dreams that you want to travel. You want, like, there's something on, like, a bucket list that I want to do for you is take you out to every single Disneyland. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like if it comes to that point, we both want to be financially stable to do that, get married, do everything. Like, even, like, you said this today or yesterday, that the actual ceremony is not...
It's not really a big thing to me. Like,
yeah.
Even getting married is not, like, a big thing to me.
See, and I feel like I want to achieve what we both can to the full potential before we're like, cool, let's take the next step. Let's actually, that's why I feel like we're building companies now, businesses now that will succeed in the future, and we want it to continuously succeed. And that's why I push you so hard to make Essential Pieces work really well. I push you so hard to make your dog clothing well. I push you so hard to do whatever that you want to do, Samusu, all of that, to do well, because I want wealth for you. Because I don't touch her money. I don't touch Philly's money. Whatever money Philly has, that's hers. Like, if you want to buy something, I'm not going to judge on it. I'm not going to be like, that's a dumb decision. I really
you would.
I know, but like,
Yeah.
it's like, if you, let's reverse it. See, if I was going to buy a 35 GDR, like how much I want to, right? You would be like, cool, put that 100 grand into another business. Put 100 grand into cocaine. Put 100 grand into your air freshener business. Something.
I never really tell you what you should put it into. I just question like what he's gonna do with the car. Like I just question you a lot. I feel like whenever you ask me things, I just ask things back. I never ever tell you what to do. I'm just like, why is this? Why is that? Like.
Yeah, see, but like.
And then you think about it, and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should put in some like.
See, and that's what I want. Like, we need to have that. I feel like our relationship is really good if we have that dynamic of like, okay, cool, it's your money, but you need to be smart about it. Because if it was our money, it would be a whole different story. You'd be like, fuck that, you're not spending $100,000 on a car.
Yeah.
Definitely, because
Like,
that's $50,000 out of your pocket, $50,000 out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And I enjoy 100% of it. You don't. See, wouldn't you be like, fuck you, don't buy that shit?
I guess so.
It's true though. Honestly, think about it. If it was a joint bank account, we all put our money together, and I spent your money on some dumb shit.
So we're gonna have a joint bank account when we're married?
Yeah, sooner or later we have to. Like, sooner or later we have to, right? But I'm just saying, like, if we had a joint bank account right now, and I spent money on all the dumb shit that I spend money on now, you would get hella pissed off at me.
No, but you know what's actually crazy? This is kind of off topic, but not. I remember, this is something that like a lot of couples do not do it as well. I remember when I used to have your money in my bank account. Like, not that he would give it to me and like it was my money to spend, but I just like kind of looked after it. And then I remember like you were saying that's just not a normal thing that any other couple do. Like, no one really knows a guy's finances at all.
Yeah, because
like he was just so open with it.
Yeah, because my finances, I have nothing to hide. I really don't. I've never ever like was like my money, like this. It's crystal clear how much money I make.
It's like we know each other's like bank details, everything. Like you can just log into it and he just sees mine. I can see his.
Yeah,
it's not like a secret or anything.
Yeah, there's no secrets in it. Like we literally don't like. Everything's an open book between us, like money to everything. It's literally, we don't care. Like, we don't have that problem. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we're at that stage that we're so, like, we're working on other things in the relationship that people have problems with, and it starts with finance. It starts with money. Right. So, I want to fast forward 4 years. 4 to 5 years. Like 6 months ago. No, like 6 to 1 year ago, right? Now you're opening more businesses. Now you're understanding the business mind and what you can actually do with it, right? So like what people don't know, she has a really successful eBay business that low key that like we don't even promote it because it doesn't even need to be promoted. Like it just works.
Just like, yeah,
it makes money. It's a self-generating money. And I was literally to her like one day I was like, hey babe, why don't you just sell X on eBay? And she was like, okay. And it just fucking worked.
Yeah, it works.
It just freaking works. She works on it, and like
I've been doing it for about a year and a half now, and like it's just going really well, and just keeps getting better and better every single week.
Yeah, and it's great, isn't it? Like it's money that we just like, yep, cool, that's yours. I've never asked for a cent for it. I don't care. Like I'm more than happy to help you. So I just want to know now. So what has since the first business you open, or since the day that you realize, shit, I gotta fucking work for myself, I gotta feed myself, right? Now it's like you have 4 businesses, you have 3 to 4 businesses. Like, what made you be like, you know what, I can do this and I can just keep growing? Like, what was it? Like, what made you change like that mindset that starts ticking over?
I think honestly, what made me realize I have to work was I remember there was one retro bill and I was actually struggling to pay for it because I didn't know it was coming up. And retro is obviously so expensive. It's like nearly $1,000. And I'm like, damn, how am I going to pay for this? And I was like stressed out. And I remember that was the point where I'm like, I have to work because I just finished my job at Connor. So I did also work part-time at Connor. And that was when I realized I had to work. And then I think every day it was just like I had to just do new things and just keep writing down, keeping track of what I was doing each day, because that's what honestly helped me. That was my main struggle, was what I found was just writing things down, knowing what I needed to do that day. Is that the answer?
Yeah, no, but what made you open 2 or 3 more other businesses? Like your first business, like, and then what was the determination goal of like, okay, cool, I'm gonna open another business now?
So Essential Pieces, I feel like Essential Pieces was something I always wanted to do, kind of. But then when it came to you opening the barbershop, that was my step into it and becoming more involved and like making it a dream and making it come true. So that was when Essential Pieces was at Legacy Barbers, but it wasn't doing that great. And then I transitioned it into dog hoodies. And then that's what made me realize that that's what I wanted to do, because it was dogs. I was obsessed with dogs at the time, and I was getting the sales. Once I had my first sale, honestly, my first sale, that was when I realized like I could do it and I could just keep going and going. And I was just so excited from that moment. And then from that, I worked on Essential Pieces and eBay over the last year or so, as well as KOKAINE on the side. And then only recently, just this year, from getting back from Japan, was when I opened up a beauty company, which is like crazy, but I guess that's just what happened.
Yeah, so it's just like, so when you understand business for the first business, like what actually needs to get done, because I remember when Philly started opening up Essential Pieces, she was like, holy shit, how do I design a website? How do I fucking register on my website? How the fuck do I connect PayPal? How do I do like the most simplest shit to me? I did that
all on my own. Like you never helped with me with the Essential Pieces website, running it. The only thing I remember you helping me was connecting the actual domain, the domain, like the DNS thing.
Because
that was it.
Like, it's how stupidly easy is it?
It was very, very easy. Once I figured it out, once I looked at it and actually like read what to do, it was the most simplest thing, and I just love it. That's why opening up Samusu Beauty over the last month or two, it was just like that. Like, it just opened so fast. I designed the whole website myself again. So easy. And it's just easier as you move forward and you do more and more businesses.
See, like, it's funny. Don't you, like, at the very beginning, I feel like you weren't the person to be like, I'm going to open 3 to 4 businesses. Pretending if we could rewind our relationship to day one, and I'd be like, hey, babe, in 5 years, you'll own 3 businesses, 4 businesses. Would you be like, fuck out of here?
Yeah, and I would be like, at that time, probably I'd be like, no, I'm just going to be a DJ and just work part-time. Like, that's all I knew. Like, if DJing wasn't going to be my full-time career, I was also just going to work a 9-to-5 job. And then now I'm working for myself, which I think even my family just doesn't really understand. And even my mom just questions it sometimes.
So, like, are you proud of it? Are you like, I'm going to bang on my chest and be like, fuck everyone? Like, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of what I've done and I've achieved.
I think so. I'm definitely proud that I'm able to work for myself and just see like what I can do on my own.
Okay, so let's fast forward right now to this present day. 30,000 subscribers. We do pop-ups every so often. We travel 5 states in a month. We go overseas all the time. We we have a warehouse now. We have crazy shit. Like we're on I wouldn't say we're succeeding, but we're on the path to success. Right? So how did you feel when as a couple we were like, let's get a fucking warehouse? Like, I think our operations are so big now that we need a bigger space.
I think because at that time I was working from home, and like I was working home for about a year, and it was starting to take a toll on me because he would go into the sneaker laundry and he was able to just go upstairs to the office to do work, but I was just always stuck at home. And I kind of felt how he felt maybe 3 years ago when he was at home working, and like I just never left the house. It was just what I did. And then our house just started to get really, really overcrowded. Like our garage was full. Everywhere in our house, you just could not see boxes. Like you could not see boxes. There was just boxes everywhere. And then KOKAINE started to get even bigger. We had to get more and more stock because you guys wanted us to sell more stock as well. And then that was when we realized we needed a new warehouse, not just for a place to have our stock and hold everything, but a place to actually help us become a couple again, because I feel like we were losing that. Because when he would get back from the sneaker laundry, he would still be working. We never actually had like that couple time for about a year or so.
Really?
Yeah. Like we still had like date nights every couple of weeks, or like we'd go to the movies and we'd still hang out, but we never actually like at home. We just had like dinner, we hung out. It was like we'd have dinner and you just go back to work.
Because at I remember that the very first stages of Sneaker Laundry, it was so fucking crazy. Like, me and Eugene built everything. We were there until like 3, 4 a.m. for like 6 months non-stop. Even when it opened, we were like there every single fucking day. Yeah. Like, you guys don't understand that I put in so much time into that spot, and I was just like, this needs to work. Like, there was no other option. Like, I poured in so much money of how much we worked hard on to make this work, and now it's like we're looking to get a bigger warehouse. And
there was, at that time, there was like working from home and having everything at home before the warehouse, there was no difference between home and work life. Like, it was just all blended in together. So I think now that we have the warehouse, now that we have a home, it's completely different. So when he comes home now, he knows it's home time. If he has to do a couple hours of work, he does. I let him do it. Now we have the dining table, so it does help a lot better as well. But we can separate the two.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the major things with our relationship, when I took away the work aspect from home. Like, I used to sit on the computer for like 6 to 8 hours a day, then sit again and then keep going. Like, it was such a bad thing that I felt like it was just destroying my mental health. Like, I really felt like I was destroying my own mental health because I never separated work from home, and it was just literally killing us. Like, it was literally killing us. Okay, so now it's like, what's next for us? What is actually next for us? Like, I actually don't know. Like, I personally know what's next for our businesses, but as a couple, what is our goals from now? Because we haven't set goals yet.
Yeah, we don't really know. Like, we want to move into a bigger warehouse, because we're definitely going to overgrow this warehouse in the next 6 months. Even in the next month, when our next stock comes in, especially for the Sneaker Laundry, we're not even going to be able to move downstairs at all. There'll just be boxes all over the place. But then, like, just like little things, like we also want to move houses as well, because our current house is just ridiculously big for us. We always want to go traveling. I think next year or the year after, probably next year, like, I really want to travel the States. But you guys know I always am just like thinking about traveling, because that's just what I'm obsessed with.
See, and it's like now we've got to a point that we're able to hire staff, I'm able to teach staff, and we're able to eliminate the things that need us every single day. Because now we can really step away. The only things we can't step away is from this kid here, right here. This is one of the only reasons why we don't travel all the time.
Yeah.
Because,
and why we don't travel why we haven't even gone to the States yet or anything, because we just don't want to leave him for more than a week.
Yeah, and leaving this kid here for 3 months is like just not doable. Isn't it?
Yeah. But it's crazy now, because like, now that we have Zach as well helping us, like, it's helped a lot. Even my cousin Lauren, who comes and works for me every now and then, and I'd have her doing stories for me now. It's just like, I never thought I'd have someone help me and just do things that I don't have to do anymore. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's actually really great. Like I struggled hiring staff. I struggled to understand what needed to be done by staff and what I needed to allocate to staff. And now that me and Philly have both allocated our times correctly, we're able to do way more. Now, don't you feel that? Like, we're able to pick up 5 more businesses if needed. Like, and because we can allocate time correctly, and time management is such an important thing for me and you. And we've sort of just grown into that, to understand that,
like, if there's certain things, yeah, like it's more like our time is valuable, because if there's certain things that I would usually do, like, example, retagging. I would usually retag all the KOKAINE ones myself, but for this recent drop that we just did, I'm like, I have other things I could be working on that would be better for the future for me, so I just got my cousin to do it. So it's just like little things like that, which is pretty good that we can do now.
So, okay, so in a year's time, where do you see us? Bigger warehouse, new house?
I would hope that we have at least 2 people working for us, probably.
What about YouTube count? Like, if we could turn back 2 years, like in 2 years' time, we watch this video and we're like, shit, we didn't hit our goal. What would be the goal?
I would obviously want our goal to be 50, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
50,000 in 2 years, bro.
Wait, is that too high or too low?
That's too low.
No, I think I said next year.
I'm pretty sure I said 2 years.
Okay. Well, definitely over 50. Or in 2 years, I would say hopefully 100, because I feel like once you get more and more subscribers, the momentum just keeps coming. And what you actually don't know about us is what we struggled with. Our channel was a very couples channel, and we just did a lot of unboxing video reviews at the very start, which was what got us our following. And then we've transitioned it to like a channel where you come to learn about business, to know about the ins and outs of what we do, the back scenes behind how we create clothing and all of that stuff. And that transition was actually pretty hard. But now that we have established what we want out of a YouTube channel and what we're trying to show and teach people, I think it will just keep growing from here. Yeah. Don't you reckon that's why we struggled to get 230 from like about 20? I think that was our longest period.
Yeah, because I stopped doing sneaker unboxing. I just felt like I want my channel to just be about materialistic shit.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah, like materialistic goods.
Like, what are you doing with your life?
But yeah, like, because I feel like I watch YouTubers like Kaiser Omar and stuff like that. But in reality, I really want to know how the fuck are they affording these sneakers? Like, I really want to know how are they getting this? So, like, what money are they making to be able to purchase this? Is it all just YouTube? Because I know now it can't be YouTube, because our money's not good in YouTube. Like, endorsement deals is where it's at. Sponsorships is where it's at.
And then it's like, how long can you do that for? Like, there's another person that we know of, and she's hit pretty hard. Like, she's done really, really well. But it's like, you're stuck just being a hypebeast girl. That's it. There's nothing. Like, she's doing amazing, which is crazy. And, like, everything that she produces is really good. But she's just stuck in that. And if she wants to move out of that, it's going to be really, really hard for her. And I'm like, you can't do that your whole life, though.
Well, that's the end of today's podcast, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy Biggie's company as well, because doesn't he look like just a flat turtle? Like, look at him. Looks like a flat turtle. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. We'll also be releasing brand new videos every single Wednesdays
and Fridays and Sundays. We always forget Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.
And every brand new podcast is on Mondays. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Thanks for having me, babe.
And we'll see you guys again. Maybe we'll have another sit-down podcast about something else. Maybe you guys should let us know in the down below comments. But I really want to keep these between like businesses and really how we worked as a couple and how we evolved as a couple by business, by financials, by everything else and the mindsets. I appreciate you guys. Arigato gozaimasu.
Bye.